Ow. What's up, everyone? Punchy back with Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 2, Watanagashi. Last time, we were on the phone with Mion, I'm just gonna say, because Shion, we found out 2 episodes ago, disappeared. But we're talking to the person who's been calling us since Shion has supposedly disappeared. I'm guessing it's Mion, obviously, because twin sounds just like her. Who else could it be, really? Also, the story revolves around Mion and Shion anyway, so. We also heard a weird, creepy JRPG, like, dungeon battle theme, which gave me the creeps because it seemed that it was, I mean, like, it kind of made sense. Also, it seemed out of place because, like, that was just a complete new song, essentially, and it blew my mind. Anyway, a sob. Was Shion crying? I don't have any idea what's going on either. Everything changed when we went into the ritual storehouse that night. It was the same for me. As I listened to Shion's bitter weeping, I could feel my agitation subsiding. When I heard that Takano-san and Tomoatake-san had been killed that night, I doubted my ears. Then, I realized it instantly. I realized what sort of position I was in now. The 4 of us snuck in there. Punchy-chan, you and I won't be so conveniently forgiven. When I thought about that, it made my chest so tight. It was so terrifying. You know that feeling, Punchy-chan, don't you? There was nothing fake about her words. She'd even understood how I felt. That's why I confessed everything to old man Kimiyoshi. Ah, right. This is nothing, so we're already confused on, well, it froze Punchy's blood, like he would say something like that. When we figured out that Shion shouldn't have been able to tell Kimiyoshi about anything because he was being disappeared and he was all busy that whole day. All of us entered the forbidden storehouse. It was just a little bit of fun. We knew we should have done it, but it really had just been for fun. It was only a bit of exploration, that was all. Takano-san and Tomoatake-san, who went in with us, were killed shortly afterward. They met such miserable ends. Since that day, I've been living in fear of when I would be attacked. There was nobody except old man Kimiyoshi who would help me. So I asked him to save me. Old man Kimiyoshi, he wasn't mad. He smiled and said, "If you're really sorry, Shion-chan, then you'd never be demoned away." He really did smile at me, and he told me to leave him. Shion cried bitterly, recalling the beloved mayor's death. It was such a sad voice that none who heard it could prevent it from twisting their hearts. Again, I did let my emotions take over and go off at her? Oh, did I let my emotions take over? Shion was in the same situation as me. She should have been my one and only comrade. Thump. My heart pounded. My other self, deep within my mind, whispered to me, "Don't forget Punchy Mirabara. Don't forget about the mayor or on the morning of the Watanagashi." He was told of Takano-san and Tomoatake-san's deaths over the phone and committed to a meeting that evening. He went to a hospital appointment. He didn't tell his family. He'd only make it back just in time for the meeting. He went straight to the assembly hall. That's what Oishi-san said. When did you let the mayor know? Huh? I'm sorry, Shion. It must seem like I'm kicking you while you're down, but Shion, you told him, right? You told old man Kimiyoshi, the mayor? Yeah? When did you let him know? Huh? I'd begun to get scared of saying it aloud after hearing her sad voice. I wasn't saying it was contradictory, though. Besides, if there was a contradiction, then I wanted Shion to explain it to me. Did you know that the mayor had a severe case of hemorrhoids and had gone to the hospital for treatment? Punchy-chan? What does that have to... Please answer me. If you didn't know, then just say so. There was a momentary silence. Then, after stammering a few times, she replied, I knew that. He had hemorrhoids. It looked like sitting down was really hard for him. He was going to the hospital. You know which hospital, right? I know that much, but... I'm sorry, I don't know that much, but... Oops. Saw the background. Punchy-chan, what does this have to do with... Shion didn't know which hospital the mayor went to. That meant it was impossible for her to have gone all the way to the hospital to confess everything. Since she didn't know his destination, then she obviously couldn't have seen him on the train either. If there was any other chance for her to contact him, it would have been after he came to Hinamizawa. The train, however, had been delayed, and he only got back right before the meeting was about to start. He didn't have time. There wouldn't have been enough time for him to listen to Shion spill the beans. I want to ask you straight. Shion, when did you tell the mayor about everything? When and where? Your answer doesn't have to be precise, but please, give me one. Punchy-chan, why are you asking me that? Her sob pierced into my ears. I was taken by the illusion that I was bullying her. Even so, I'll say it. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Please prove me that you're still the real Shion. It was impossible. The day the mayor disappeared, from dawn until he vanished, there was no opportunity for you to contact him. Huh? That's... The mayor left first thing in the morning for his examination at the university hospital, all by himself, without telling anyone. Shion, you just said you don't know what hospital he went to. So you couldn't have contacted the mayor until he got back. Isn't that right? His train back was delayed by an accident, and he didn't return to his house until the meeting was about to start. So there was no time for you to have told him before the meeting started either. I heard Shion repeating her weak sobs. That sort of feminine voice automatically ripped into my heart. It was so painful for me to say it. Shion, did you go to the meeting too? Did you attend it and tell him there? If you didn't, then there wouldn't have been any time left. After the meeting was over, the mayor disappeared on his way home. Shion went to the meeting, didn't she? Did she or didn't she? The question was so simple to answer, but she didn't give me an immediate response. Actually, with the meeting, you didn't even go to the part-time job you said you went to that day. I'll say it more directly. You haven't been seen since we were at the library together. Punchy-chan, well... Shion Sonozaki disappeared the day after Watsunagashi. The other end fell silent as the grave. It was so quiet that it was like the phone cord had been cut. I couldn't sense anyone there. Oishi-san says you've been missing. Despite that, you've been calling me every night like this, haven't you? Shion's sobs were torturing me. Still, I'm pretty sure I haven't said anything wrong. Please, Shion, if something I said was wrong, please say so. Shion, I'm begging you. Crying. Shion, there's no way you could have seen the mayor, but if you did see him, if Shion ever did have the chance to meet with the mayor on that day, then that meant then you saw him after the meeting. In other words, it could have only been right before he disappeared, or else afterward. Oh no! Oh! Oh. I, mm, mm. I went like I like rolled to the other side of the room once that appeared, because I told you guys before, I'm really close to my computer screen. Because I'll put it in picture here, like just how close I am because of how short the stand is. What was it? So okay, yes, it was Mion. What the fuck was up with that face? I think she was laughing. I was too in shock. I can't believe it just went by. Like since when did Higurashi have jump scares? I mean, I know they would come up to the front, but I wouldn't think that would scare many people. But that one, okay. Beep beep, went the dial tone. I stood there dazed for a while until I realized she had hung up on me. I'm staying back here. I don't. Screen's black. I'm. Fuck. Okay. Oh, Jesus. So, Mion's gone officially batshit crazy, curse form. Tough call, yeah. Punchy's in on this. I'm curious to see if there was like a picture like that in the original Steam Sprites forum, or even in the original weird blobby people forum, because it's from like 2006. Anyway, we got new tips. My heart, Jesus. Moving back. Okay. The problem with twins. Ugh. This is not limited to just Hinawazawa, but in Onigafuchi village, especially the three families detested giving birth to twins as successors. The long-term dictatorship built on the precious balance of the three families must have feared collapsing under the weight of internal strife from things like family quarrels. According to the literature, if twins were born, then they had to be culled. With that, the very fact that both the Sonozaki family successor, Mion Sonozaki, and her twin, Shion, are alive is in itself deeply interesting. Perhaps the current leader, Oryu, is sympathetic? Of course, the twins were not cared for equally, and as the heir, Mion had received special treatment. From what I've heard, despite the two of them looking exactly the same on the outside, the talent lies solely with Mion. My own observations of the two of them don't leave me with that much impression. Tradition dictates that the leader of the Sonozaki family is said to inherit a demon, and they tattoo a magnificent one onto his or her back. Well, it's not like we've ever seen Mion in like a bikini if they went to the beach or anything, have we? In accordance with the tradition, there is an extremely high possibility that Mion has such a tattoo on her back. From what I've heard, there is apparently a magnificent demon tattooed on Oryu's back as well. Then, I wonder what sort of tattoo belongs to the heir, Mion. I really want to see her back. She's still like kind of creepy from the grave to Kana-san, because these are probably her notes. I can't see who else's they would be. No, because we saw her with the book. Okay. At the Suzu Mahjong Parlor. This is interesting. I wonder where this is going. Reserved for the day. Suzu Mahjong Parlor. Clatter. Clack. Hey, Kuro-chan. You're the last one here. Are all the youngsters here already? Excuse me, miss. Ouchi-san. Oh, it's Ouchi. handed over a convenience store bag with a carton of cigarettes in it to the old lady who owned the mahjong parlor, and she shrewdly made herself scarce. She was used to this by now. Oh, fun times. Oishi-san, good work today. What? Were you all earnestly waiting for me? You could have just done the 3-player. Everyone seated at the mahjong table in the small parlor were Oishi's subordinates, but there were no tiles laid out anywhere. Everyone, I'd like to thank you for your days of investigation without sleep. Thank you. Energetic responses filled the parlor. Already, it had lost the atmosphere of a place of entertainment. The situation is not looking good. The chief appears to have backed down due to Congressman Sonozaki's threats. In the coming days, we'll hand off Takano's murder to the Gifu police and give the missing persons case of the disappearance of the mayor and the others to the community division. The damn upstart chief. The veterans in the room cursed him. All of our requests for warrants were turned down as well. I've even been told our section chief not to go anywhere near the Sonozaki house. We're certainly in a bind, that we are. Incidentally, it looks like I'll be getting orders soon to go to training at the Metropolitan Police Department, starting next week. After that, I've even been told to take a paid vacation in Izu. Well, I suppose that ain't bad. He heard a few dry laughs. It wasn't anything to laugh about, but that was all they could do. This always happens, but incidents are a lot like locking your keys in the car. The keys you need to lock the door are always locked inside. For cars, you call JAF, and they'll pry open your door. For incidents, Kuma-chan, show the map. Kumatani flipped over the whiteboard. On the back was a map of the Sonozaki premises made with magnets. Now, I've been doing this job for a long time. I've got a lot of faith in my gut, but this could be the one time it was wrong. Nope. Anyone worried about their retirement money is until the count of 10 to get out of here. Ueshi-san began to count to 10, and everyone counted along with him. It was their famous 10-count resolution. 9, 10. Ah, no one's leaving. None of you love your families too much, is that? Why, funny old man. Everybody laughed uproariously, cheering things up. I keep hearing this, Ueshi. I want everyone to go over their materials, memorize the locations and blind spots of all security cameras. Kuma-chan, you will stand by in the command car. If something happens, you'll switch with me and take over. Komiyama-kun will head up Infiltration Team A. Atsushi-kun will lead Team B. Observation teams will set up points 1 through 8. Punchy-kun, you're responsible for keeping a strict timetable. Control your rotation so HQ doesn't get wise. Now, the team on standby has the most important job, alright? If the section chief asks where I am, play dumb. I'll handle escorting our guest. I'll probably take him to the venue, so wait patiently, everyone. Wonder if he'll cave. Punchy Maribara, that is. Oh no! Oh. Punchy's gonna be, I guess technically surrounded by police is the best Punchy has ever, situation Punchy would have gotten in. From what I've seen, we're set for tomorrow, or the day after in that regard. It'll be easy. It's always so sad though, Punchy's always the pawn. And he experiences everything, and then it's Oishi who comes in. Well, I say always. First chapter, that's how it ended. Second chapter, that's how it seems like it's going. You know what? We're a little underneath. Let's go on just a little bit. I don't see why not. Hit quick save. Anyway, guys, how are you guys liking this? We've gotten to the depths of it. We're really in there now. Also, I just bought chapter 3 and 4, so I'm ready for that. Punchy? Just leave him alone. His friend went missing. It must be really hard for him. Normally, my dad never shows me any consideration, but this time he did. Shouldn't Punchy stay home from school for a while too? I think it would be safer to not go into the police, do something about this. Maybe. Compared to what could have happened, taking a few days off wouldn't be a bad idea. Anyway, how is it logical to not close school during such a dangerous situation? What do those teachers think our children are? Mom and Dad are getting pretty riled up, but at this point I couldn't care less. Hey, I'm just happy that Mom and Dad are here, and there were no red bun incidents this time. Besides, although there was a really big jump scare. Besides, that wasn't the only thing I could care less about. The breakfast table, the food in front of me, the time and date, myself. I really had no interest in anything. This feeling, it was like a dead fog in my mind. It felt like getting dizzy after taking strong medication. Punchy, how are your studies going? You've gotten further than other kids, haven't you? If you have, then you could take a few days off, alright? I didn't even feel like answering. Ah, poor guy. And from what we hear, he's gonna be in a police raid later on the Sonozaki compound. Ooh, that'll be exciting. Jeez. Today was Thursday. Only 4 days have passed since the Higurashi festival. It seems like ages. Such a short time, and yet now things were completely different. Everything had changed. The tranquil village, bright and clear, as if it were an Indian summer, had undergone a total reversal. People were made to disappear every night, and we couldn't even relax while walking out in broad daylight. The village had become a world of fear. Well, seems to have reverted, I guess. That must have been what it was like back in Onigafuchi times. I had no right to curse this outcome. After all, the one responsible for everything, that was me. That night, I couldn't resist my honestly tiny, little, and incredibly stupid curiosity and broke the taboo. This isn't somewhere where you should be going, is it? Let's not. It's a crime to force your way into a locked building, even if you don't steal anything. Shion, now that you know they weren't having some secret rendezvous, you've had enough, right? I don't want to do something like this. What if Rika-chan's dance ends while we're messing around here? I prattled on as I took the lock from Tomitake-san's hands and put it back on the door. I'll forget everything I saw here, so come on. Let's go, let's go. Takano-san was fretting, but I pushed her away. Tomitake-san grinned painfully. Shion's shoulder drooped as if to call me an idiot. Even so, I didn't care. I pushed everything farther and farther away. Rika-chan's dance was still going on. Then at last her dance was brought to a close with a roaring applause. I too, until my hands turned red. I clapped, and I clapped. Oh, this is so sad. Ding dong. Isn't that Rena-chan? Ooh. Seems like more is about to happen, so I'm going to cut it off there. I'm going to take a short break. And I'm going to head back into... This seems like it's ending soon, so I don't know if I could... Maybe I could finish this today, but I do want to get some recordings up. At least one today, because I've been kind of on a roll, getting at least one once a day, or at least once a day to me, because I think somewhere I have it up at 12 a.m. But details. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time in the next installment of Higurashi. Bye-bye.